The Louisiana State Senate this week passed House Bill 608, the Women's Safety and Protection Act, sending it on to Governor Jeff Landry for signature. It's a big deal. Passing the bill comes following a coordinated messaging campaign from AMAC members in Louisiana urging the senators there to vote yes on the bill. In total, AMAC members sent nearly 260 messages to their elected leaders in support of the legislation. This bill establishes crucial safeguards for the privacy and security of women in public spaces, including locker rooms, changing facilities, school restrooms, prisons, and domestic violence facilities, women's shelters. It specifically defines man and woman according to biological sex and prohibits men from entering women's only spaces, period. Here to discuss this with me is the AMAC Action Vice President, Andy Mangione. Andy, nice to have you back on the program. And once again, your 2.2 million members, and growing, I might add, have political clout, political muscle. You can help move things along or stop things from happening. In this case, success in protecting the integrity and the sanctity of private areas for women. Good work.
Exactly right. Exactly right, Steve. Women and girls, I want to emphasize this. This bill, it's called the Women's Safety and Protection Act, goes a long way to protect women's spaces. And it extends into schools. It extends into domestic shelters. It extends into prisons. And it keeps men, because biological men are showing up everywhere and calling themselves women. And it goes beyond school. So I'm glad that this bill, and our members, I keep in mind, our members are the ones who put our legislative priorities into our agenda. And they are very concerned about their daughters, their wives, their nieces, and other women in their family, women and girls in their families with regard to this transgender agenda. It's showing up everywhere. And AMAC members played a pivotal role. And let me set this up for you, Steve. This bill had strong bipartisan support. We had an idea that it was going to pass and was going to pass handily. But that's when the left really ramps up the opposition. And what a campaign like this did, what a campaign like this did, with our members contributing over 260 messages to their state senators. It may not sound like a lot, but it is. But what our messaging did was give their representatives, their state senators, the confidence they need to do the right thing. We've heard from more than one state legislator that when they hear from their constituents, it validates what they're doing, and they generally do the right thing. And that's what happened in Louisiana.
So when you have success like this, it breeds success. That's the way the world works. Success creates momentum, which creates more success. And look, it's not just this issue. It's so many that we're facing in America today, Andy, where culturally you kind of wake up some days, you look and you go, I don't even recognize that. But the people at AMAC do, and that's why the alternative organization is not for me. Because they don't represent it. I see the things that the alternative organization supports. That's not me. And that's what I'll just call them, the alternative organization, which I don't consider an alternative to me at all. That's why AMAC is so important. Because it is for conservative seniors that are involved and want to be involved. Go ahead.
Well, the alternative organization is supporting drag queen story hours as a family-friendly way to celebrate Pride Month. You're not going to find that on an AMAC website. And I just wanted to add.
Let me jump in there, Andy, because I have got to say this, because I've noticed this, and you've seen the same thing, this drag queen story hour. They're not going to the assisted living center or the senior center to do, drag queen story hour. They're going to the elementary school. I thought the alternative organization was for older folks. If they believe older folks are so, enamored with this idea of drag queen story hour, why not go to the senior centers and put on this show?
You make a good point. And you also mentioned that success breeds success. AMAC members can now add Louisiana to states like Ohio and Tennessee, where they played a key role in protecting women's and girls' spaces. Yeah.
Where do we go from here then? That's one thing. But where does AMAC go from here? 2.2 million? You're growing because you're not as old as the alternative organization. But you're feisty and you're strong and you're growing and you're getting attention. So how do you keep that momentum?
when we continue to punch above our weight and we continue to not wilt. We're bearing down. We just launched a campaign today in New Jersey, fighting to keep inappropriate graphic material, and you can fill in the blanks there, Steve, out of school libraries. We just launched that campaign, and hopefully I'll be able to come back on your show and tell you that we had a successful campaign in New Jersey like we just did in Louisiana. And I did want to give you an update with regard to Louisiana. The governor signed this bill into law. So this is now the law of the land in Louisiana.
Yeah, it's a done deal is what you're telling me.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Before we go, look, I'm a member. And I encourage anybody that's watching, you know what, if you want to be in an organization that believes the way you do, that believes in this country, that believes in the things that make us strong culturally, AMAC should get your support. Where can they find out more, Andy?
They can go to amac.us, amac.us. You could sign up. We're offering a special right now, 4 years for $30, and that's a great deal. Try us out. Spend $30. It covers you and your household. So you and your spouse, you'll get the wonderful AMAC magazine that comes out 6 times a year, in addition to access to AMAC Newsline, a ton of benefits that rivals the other guys in terms of insurance and roadside assistance and financial services, travel discounts. We're constantly adding to that robust menu of benefits, but you also get full-throated conservative advocacy, both on the federal level and on the state level, and sometimes in the corporate boardroom, too.
That's right. And you get a team that's willing to fight for you and what you believe in. Andy, I tip my hat to you again. You continue to grow, and I appreciate that, and you're fighting for the things that I care about. So thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you.